let's say you watch a comedy special and there's a white guy up there talking, and everything that he talked about is talking about black people and how we're this and how we're that, and he's making jokes about it.
Yeah,
and he's continuing to make jokes, but he is killing the black community. Then and how would you feel eventually?
you know what, man? That one is tough.
Yeah, it's very tough.
But right,
laughs or not.
Yo. But man, I'm like, if it's funny, I know me. If it's funny, it's funny. If I gotta see you after the show, I might see you after the show, man. You know what I'm saying? But right. If it's funny, it's funny, man. You know what I'm saying? At some point, man, you got to put your. No, I see exactly what you just did, and that was brilliant. Now, okay.
Welcome to the Parallel Legacies podcast, where I'm just one of four dudes, man. I got three of my closest friends with me. I got Doc Brown.
Go Braves.
Oh, God.
Wow.
I got my dog, Mitch.
What's going on? What's up?
I got S Dot in the building.
Hey.
So, fellas, I'm not going to do a whole big intro as per usual. I think we need to get right to it, man. And I really wanted to talk about cancel culture, right? So, our very first episode, I made a joke that S Dot was going to get us canceled, but I think it's going to end up being me that's going to get us canceled, man, because I got a lot to say about this cancel culture foolishness, man. But I'm gonna get the reins away for now, and then I'm gonna come back and say how I feel about it. So, Doc, if you want to get right to it, or Mitch or S Dot, man, y'all can go and get right to it. But I'm gonna let y'all take the reins first, and then I'm gonna say what I have to say about it a little bit later, because I know I probably got the unpopular opinion as usual.
Let's do it. Hey, Doc, you up?
Hey man, I'm kind of like Eric. I kind of want to bring up one of the last legs if I can, because I kind of got an emotional tie to this as well. I kind of feel as if this cancel culture shouldn't exist. So I'm going to let someone else talk first, and then.
Well, man, I get right to it. I'm just trying to,
we all might be on the same page.
Hey, you know what? I never jump in there first, man. So I'll go ahead. I'll go ahead, man, and take the lead this time, man. I hate to be the number one dude through the door, you know what I'm saying? But it's just what it is, man. My opinion on cancel culture is that it's not new. The only difference is that everybody is susceptible to it.
Right.
Meaning that, you know what I'm saying? Back in the day, right, in order to get somebody, canceled, I believe, you had to be, you had to have ownership of the written word, the televised news, all of these things, right, that can reach the broader masses, right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is my opinion on this one. If I can get it out there far enough, right, people are going to jump on the tail end of it. They're either going to feel me or they're not. But the more steam that it garners, man, the more I can affect change, with this one opinion that I have, right? Now, fast forward to the time that we're in now, right? What are we all today? We are all walking reporters, right? We all got the world at our fingertips, is in our pockets, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like right now, as soon as you hit upload on this podcast, you know what I'm saying, there's going to be somebody that we can affect that's going to either agree or disagree with us, right? So I just think that it's reaching a broader audience. A lot of people have a lot more opinions, there's actually more exposure to people that cannot formulate their own opinion, right? I mean, like, just looking on everybody that just feels the need to just jump on and be the tail of something, right? Instead of generating original thought. But it's nothing new. I just think that it's affecting more people because it's so readily available at our fingertips. Does that make sense? Somebody else, jump in there.
That makes perfect sense, my guy. I guess I'll jump in now, fellas. I'm gonna do it now. I feel like with the current state of cancel culture that there's no room for growth, and it's people that are constantly, it's the same group of people, as Dave Chappelle calls it, the alphabet people, the LGBTQ plus. It's currently mostly coming from that community, right? But here's my issue with that, right? I have no issue with what a person does in their personal business. Yo, that's your business. Do what you do. You know what I mean? But it becomes a problem when these same group of people feel that they're above comedy. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of it, you know, because I watched Dave Chappelle's last special, The Closer, right? Very good special. And a lot of what he said, like, is jokes. You know what I'm saying? It's a little crass, it's a little rough, but it's jokes. And right, and I want to point out that there wasn't a lot of those racial epithets. You know what I mean? Or well, not racial, but gay epithets. You know what I'm saying? The F word, stuff like that. He wasn't saying stuff like that. You know what I mean? Additionally, like, yo, it's like, yo, here's a mirror of what's going on in your community. This is what I see that's going on with y'all. And I also feel like, are there some things that people need to be canceled for? Absolutely. But that doesn't make anybody's community above ridicule. It doesn't make anybody's community above jokes. It doesn't. You know what I mean? And to me, it's like the oppressed is starting to become the oppressor, as well as it's like they're bullying, right? They're starting to bully people, right? And you know what we was taught when we was growing up, how to handle a bully, right? So, and I really think that's what a lot of this is happening now, is that people are like, yo, enough is enough. Yo, we understand that you know, you have your rights, you have your way of doing whatever it is that you want to do, but I'm not in a position where I'm saying something about your community, or I'm doing something to your community that's detrimental to the community. So, yo, miss me with cancel culture. That's how I see a lot of people feeling, to include the LGBTQ community, because there are trans people that are like, yo, we ain't got no problem with what Dave Chappelle talking about. We ain't above being laughed at and talked about. You know what I mean? So I know that was a little long winded, but that's just kind of how I feel about it, man. Like, there are some things that people should be canceled for, especially when it's to the detriment of a community of people. But if I'm up on the stage telling jokes, and it's not the type of joke, because y'all, we all know them type of jokes, man. Them type of jokes that are to a detriment to a person and they're derogatory in nature. That's different than what Dave has been doing, man.
Yeah, Eric, I completely agree with you. And on the other side of that, we have, I mean, I gotta always, you know, shout out to my grandmother. She always said, "There's nothing new under the sun," as Sherrod was pointing out. And when we look at these things, to me, cancel culture appears to me to be more of someone who takes themselves and they become the judge, jury, and executioner. Mm-hmm. And they want to be made to feel a certain way about something, but you can't ever mention it or talk about it. You can't say anything, or even if you did say something 10 years ago when society was different, mm-hmm. and that thing was acceptable then, and now it is not, you're being punished for that. And I do have a problem with that to an extent. Now, I've seen some things like, I'll bring up one particular instance, and the kid wasn't canceled necessarily, but he got a bad rap over it, and that was the Buffalo Bills with Jake Fromm, when he was made the statement on to a girlfriend of his, and she recorded it, and he made some statement some years ago about black people not being able to get guns because it was a reason behind it, and I can't quote it right now, but he made that statement, and when he got drafted, the day of the draft, she put out the recording of him saying this, making the statement.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Now, was the statement stupid? Yes, it was really stupid. He shouldn't have said it. Could he have grown from it from 4 years ago? Don't know. Sometimes some things on a racial level, I don't know that people actually grow out of. They just maybe have a hidden perspective or a hidden agenda.
Yeah, Doc, man, I absolutely understand what you're saying, man. It just gets to the point now where it's frustrating because it's almost like anything you say these days, people immediately trying to cancel you, period. And it gets frustrating because everything that's said isn't to the detriment of somebody. Everything that's said doesn't have racial epithets. Everything that's said isn't to talk smack about somebody. It's just like, yo, this is kind of weird. I don't necessarily understand A, B, and C or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? So it get to the point where it's really getting to the point where people are starting to try to affect our First Amendment rights. You know what I mean? Like I have a right to say whatever it is I want to say, right? We all know that certain things that are said, you know, there are consequences and repercussions behind certain things that are said. You if you're a white person, you say the N-word and you get caught saying it, you know, there's going to be some repercussions behind it. You know what I mean? You're probably going to lose your job. You know what I mean?
Worse.
Or worse. Absolutely. So, bro, it's just to the point now where, but when it comes to LGBTQ plus, it's like, yo, if you say anything, they coming for you. And what's crazy is from my understanding, they coming for each other too, because there are lesbian women who are essentially saying like, yo, I respect you as a trans woman, but you're not the person that I want to be with. If I'm with a woman, I want to be with a person that's born a woman, and the trans community coming for the lesbian women too. So it's like, bro, y'all can't even agree within your own community. So you expect us to just tippy toe around everything that's said? No, like, bro, I think back to that. Do y'all remember that situation with Genuine on what was it, Big Brother, where he's on it's like a reality TV show or whatever, and it's a trans woman who basically threw herself on Genuine. He like, yo, you know what I'm saying? So at what point is it okay to say no to a trans person? At what point is it okay to say, hey, I don't disagree with your lifestyle, but your lifestyle is your business, just like my lifestyle is my business, and you do what you want to do. I don't care, but you're not gonna dictate what my preferences are, because if I prefer to be with a woman who's born a woman, that's my preference to do so. Because even in the straight community, there are straight women who straight men will not date because they can't bore children. So to me, man, it's like it's getting to the point now where I would say a lot of people don't care. A lot of people are getting to the point like, yo, I'm gonna say what I gotta say about it, and you know, you can try to cancel me. You know what I mean? And again, I will say that there are some things that I do believe that are worth canceling people for, especially when you get into to derogatory terms and stuff like that. Then yeah, you deserve to be canceled.
So the question I have is should it exist or not?
I think that with some things, I think it has to exist. There has to be some consequences to a person who's doing things to destroy a community. I believe that there has to be some type of repercussion for that. And Doc is muted.
It's never not.
Doc, you're muted.
It existed though.
Yeah, I believe that it's always existed to a
You
certain
know,
extent.
yo, case in point, right? Um, Man, and bro, I don't even know, man. You might get ready to edit this one out, man. So we're gonna have to talk about this later. But
We'll see.
man, you look at the Black Panther Party for self defense.
Right.
How did they become, the greatest threat to national defense? How did they become the rallying cry for the strong Negro, or that may uprise or start an upheaval in the Negro community? That was all started by a cancel culture. Think about it, right? Like I said, it was the written word. You know what I'm saying? You start sending memos out there and putting it in the press, right, where you're reaching that larger audience, saying that this people are bad, and this is why we think that they're bad. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then you start getting on the radio and everything else. All of a sudden, man, you have all these people that don't know, won't go ask. Well, these people look, act, and think as I do, so they absolutely must know what they're talking about, right? Because I'm thinking the same way. This is why this particular group needs to be canceled, right? Maybe I was a little far fetched in my example getting, but that's where I'm getting.
Bro, that's spot on.
This has always existed.
That I would say that I'm not going to edit that out, because I believe that was absolutely spot on. Because when we had no control over the media, basically the media was the cancel culture. Yo, don't mess with this group of people. Don't deal with this group of people. Don't deal with that group of people. Because if we can bring it to even a closer example of how the Muslim people, the people that practice Islam, were demonized after 9/11. Like it's people that practice Islam for as long as any of us been alive. But it seems like at every turn during every 10 to 15 years or so, these same group of people are demonized when most of them are peaceful people. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are extremists everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And what happened during 9/11 was from an extremist set of a religion. I'm not gonna get too deep into religion, but I identify as a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Baptist, of course. But if you look throughout Christianity, that's all I'll say about that, because I don't want to get into a religious debate or anything like that with anybody who may be watching this. But look back at the Crusades. That's all I'm gonna say about it. Look at the Crusades.
I feel like cancel culture is an opinionated thing, right? So if I have a freedom of free speech and I can say what I want, and let's say I have this podcast, for example, and I say something that's off to the left, and people are like, oh man, did you hear what he said? I believe the majority of people that say, I didn't like what Mitch said at the time, they have a tendency to sway a person one way or another. And I believe that's how cancel culture exists. With the whole Dave Chappelle thing.
It's okay.
When the whole thing, Dave Chappelle came out and he was, saying what he said,
right.
A lot of people hadn't even watched the comedy special yet, and they were already talking about, oh yeah, let's cancel him. But you don't even know what the guy said.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because it was one of those things because of Black Twitter, right? Because someone can go on Black Twitter and be like, man, did you hear this? You hear that? You hear that? You hear that? For example, Joe Rogan got on there on his own podcast and he talked about being vaccinated or not. And then one of the things that he said was that the white men are oppressed because of vaccination. This dude was canceled for saying that because he didn't want to be vaccinated. Because people are like, oh, I can't believe he said white people are oppressed. Why would he say that? Because we're Black. We're the oppressed ones, not them. Like, hey, man, that man can say what he wants. But when Black Twitter got a hold of it, it became one of those things like, hey, man, let's all join sides to go against this one person or this one thing that he said. Well, most people don't even really know what's going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like people just don't I don't know. I just feel like I feel like it's one of those things where it's the way for you to be canceled. Look at R. Kelly. Let's bring up R. Kelly, right?
Woo!
Everyone's saying because of the things that he did, he should be canceled. Do I agree with that? The things that he did, I absolutely disagree with everything that he did. There ain't nothing out there that you can be like, oh man, R. Kelly's a great guy. He's not. He's a terrible dude. But here's the thing with R. Kelly, bro. R. Kelly's decisions was what he decided that he was going to do. Did that guy make great music? Yep. Am I going to stop listening to R. Kelly music because what he did? Absolutely not. Because I feel like the guy was a great artist. Look at Michael Jackson. He was a great artist. He did some things people didn't agree with.
Well, with Mike, you gotta dig into the case, man. You gotta dig into the case.
You do gotta dig into the case. But on the same token, he did some things that people didn't agree with.
Right, agreed.
Right.
So I ain't never gonna stop listening to Mike.
Yeah, you don't cut that guy off because his body of work is something that'll never be recreated. It'll never be done again. So I mean, it's one of those things where, in my opinion, if I like something that someone said, you're not going to sway me one way or another to be like, yeah, man, I agree with you, man. Let's cancel this dude. Nah, bro. I have my own opinion. You have your freedom of speech. You say what you want. I feel how I feel. That's why I feel it's all opinionated.
But Mitch, that's one of the issues with this overall is that most people are like sheeps to the slaughter, man.
Absolutely.
And they're going to get behind the people that they believe is saying what they think they feel.
Yeah.
If you look, I mean, something that I have a real problem with, unfortunately, is Fox News.
Oh, yeah.
They say a lot of things that people jump on, and you'll hear those exact words off of those news channels be repeated by other people.
But Fox News is one of those news stations that's swayed one way. Versus CNN that's swayed in a different way,
Yeah, for sure.
So I agree with you that our biggest issue is a lot of people don't have their own opinions.
Exactly.
And when they find something that they think that they finally do agree with, then they go in hard with that thing. And that's how those things snowball into these big issues. Because I actually watched that Dave Chappelle thing, and I'm still scratching my head like, what are they talking
Like, what did he say?
What exactly is
bro? I've watched all of them. Legit. I watched all of them start to finish. Right. Before we did this, before we started the pod with this particular podcast, just to make sure I wasn't misspoken. Was some of the stuff that he said rough? Absolutely.
But he's always been that way.
But the thing is from my opinion, this is just my opinion. From my opinion, his standpoint is not against the LGBTQ community. It's more so like you're okay with this happening to this sect of people, but when somebody says something about you, now all of a sudden you want to cancel everybody. But this same set of circumstances just happened a little while ago with this group of people, and you have nothing to say. Case in point, I look at Kevin Samuels, right? And a lot of people got a lot of opinions about Kevin Samuels, good, bad, and that's not what I'm here to discuss. Whether or not I agree with what Kevin Samuels is saying. But one of the main things that people were saying about Kevin Samuels is, he must be gay because he this, that, and the other, and he don't like women and this, that, and the other. And the LGBT community said nothing. Is it not his right to be gay? If he was gay? Is that now being used as a derogatory term? But the LGBTQ community said nothing. I don't remember any rallies. I don't remember anything when it came to how people continuously, this man gay, blah 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 blah. If he gay, so what? Does it change what he's saying? You know what I mean? So it's like what irritates me most, I think, about it is that they pick and choose. Like the I don't know if it's a trans woman or if she's a natural woman. Forgive me because I don't want to misclassify somebody. But the person that led the rally against Dave Chappelle had some racist tweets and stuff like 10 years ago. Should we cancel her now? Is that what we're supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like where does the line stop? You know what I'm saying?
Man,
But
soon,
and again,
soon, man. Yo, man, I ain't talking to nobody out of fear of, you know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. Look at how many careers have been lost. How many reputations have been just broken, beyond repair. I mean, just look at what this movement is. And to be quite honest with you, man, this is just the opinion of Sherrod Lane, and feel free to cancel me, man, because I'm just a lonely old dude. You know what I mean? Ain't gonna do me no never mind. You know what I'm saying? But the whole wave of the cancel culture is that of the weak. You know what I'm saying? If I need to ride the wave of everyone that is as clueless as I am to feel like I'm a part of something, then I'm just as weak as the rest of that crew. But but hold on. Unlike this forum here, where it's four of us, we've known each other 10 plus years. We disagree all the damn time. We're like-minded people. We are like-minded people, and there's a lot of things that we agree upon, but there's a whole host of things that we just don't. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't agree with it, man, we stand on it. You know what I'm saying? If we need to agree to disagree, then that's fine. If we need to step away from each other for a period of time, man, before we get over it, then that's fine too. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. None of us on this platform right now is going to just hop on the other one's bandwagon, man, just to feel like they are accepted.
But fam, like all I was going to say, man, is that I do agree that there are some things, some people that need to be canceled for what they do. But you are absolute S Dot. You boy, you on fire tonight, boy. Look at S Dot contributing.
I woke up angry.
I'll say this, man. I still don't know that the cancel culture is the way to go. So even when someone says something that is derogatory and things like that, do they need to be completely destroyed? Like, some of these people's livelihoods have been taken away completely.
Absolutely. How many times have we said some things that have come real close to being derogatory, but we really didn't mean it? Or we were saying it in a jokingly manner or something like that. Or we just, just throw it off like, oh man, that dude, whatever. Whatever you want to insert at the end of that. You know what I mean? We've all done it, but it doesn't mean that we actually absolutely live our lives that way. Sometimes you just say certain things out of context at the time. But that's why I feel that, I don't think it should exist, because some people who say things like that don't really mean what they're saying at the time. They can be intoxicated. They can be saying it for a joke. They can be saying it for a numerous amount of things. But you got this one person that's recording or has this cell phone, like, hey, you heard what he said? You heard what he said? And now the whole, whoever that, the community of people that he said it against, now they're all in an uproar about, oh, I can't believe you said that. I knew it the whole time that this dude was this way. And he can't even explain himself to be like, look, man, I didn't really mean it that way, because no one wants to hear it. No one wants to hear, or you just apologize now because you got caught. To me, I just don't. Yeah, I just don't believe in that.
I'm kind of on the fence about it, though, man. I'm kind of on the fence about it because, and the reason why I'm really on the fence about it is that if a politician, you know what I mean, was running around talking N-word, yo, you got to be I can't trust you to make a move on my behalf, especially if I voted for you. You know what I mean?
Bro, look,
so he should not be a politician anymore.
I was about to say the same thing. But if you think them dudes don't walk around saying that stuff,
absolutely,
they do,
absolutely. But I'm from the school of thought. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I agree with Doc. They all say it, but the thing is, by the sure nature of what their job is, if they say something like that, they have to be punished for it. Yeah, you know what I mean, they have to be.
Bro, I'm from the school of thought, man. Like, here's another unpopular opinion: Trump wasn't as bad as people made him out to be. It's another unpopular. That's another unpopular opinion. I'm from the school of thought that I would rather you call me an N-word to my face than for you to create policies behind my back that's gonna be more to my detriment. But I'm not getting into politics. I'm not going there. But I'm just saying, bro, when did we get so soft, man? Like I hate to say it like that, but when did we get so soft that you can't say what's on your mind, man? When did we get so soft?
Social media did it, man.
Even before social media, bro. Even before social media. No, I'm telling you, man.
You didn't have a platform to express yourself back then. You could have been mad all you want. Then what?
Hey, man, man. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Man, I had it right there on the tip of my tongue, and you just made me forget it. Man. I was about to say what it was, man.
The world isn't soft, man. The problem is when someone says something, now we have a platform to retaliate. You know what I'm saying? And people just get on there, man, with their fingers and just type, and they're not even really mad. They're just on there because they want to be a part of something, and they really don't even care what's going on or not. Mm-hmm. I guarantee you, all those people that's mad at Dave Chappelle, as a dude gave out a free show at their city, they'll be there tomorrow. Mad or not.
I didn't read the excerpt. I got like I'm so deep into the Apple ecosystem. It's sad. We'll talk another day about it. But I got a little excerpt from Apple News, basically saying that Caitlyn Jenner was in support of Dave Chappelle. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, he makes some bad jokes about Kendrick. He went in on Kendrick.
Oh, but it's like this, right? You know, if it's like this, man, are we still not gonna like continue like with the roast? You know what I'm saying? You know that's like a big thing, right?
Yeah,
that may not be. Yeah, a thing of the past, bro.
Yo, so it's like this. It's like, yo, man, you agree to have X amount of people come over here and just make fun of your entire career, your life, and everything else, and everybody on. I'm like, it's a beautiful thing, especially the purest form of communication, man, out there where you can talk about any and everything, man. And at the end of the day, you're just gonna laugh. You're just gonna laugh at it, which is comedy, man. How do you bring feelings, emotions, or anything into comedy where it is meant? I mean, the purest essence is to talk about what is going on, what's relevant today, and bring a smile to your face, bring awareness, but in a way that you walk away like, man, that was funny, but now I'm gonna think about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, if we can't laugh, I mean, what are we left with?
I will say that. I agree with you, Sharad, but let's say this. Let's say you watch a comedy special and there's a white guy up there talking, and everything that he talked about is talking about black people and how we're this and how we're that. And he's making jokes about it.
Yeah.
And he's continuing to make jokes, but he is killing the black community. And how would you feel eventually?
You know what, man? That one is tough.
Yeah, it's very tough.
But right,
laughs or not.
Yo. But man, I'm like, if it's funny, I know me. If it's funny, it's funny. If I gotta see you after the show, I might see you after the show, man. You know what I'm saying? But if it's funny, it's funny, man. You know what I'm saying? At some point, man, you got to put no, I see exactly what you just did, and that was brilliant. Now, okay, I'm coming in now.
Go ahead.
Thanks, Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Because all you did was turn back on me with what the basis of this conversation, or what the nucleus is about, what we've been talking, right? The LGBT plus community, they hear something. You know what I'm saying? So that was brilliant. So thank you. I appreciate that. But right, at what point are we going to have to, check our own egos, check our own self-serving, ideas or idealisms or whatever else, right? And sit down and just simply have the damn conversation, right? Do we want to if you make a joke about a black man is this, is that, or whatever else, and it just happens to be funny, but I feel a kind of way about it, man, and I see you, can I have a conversation with you about it? Do you really feel that way? Hey, man, I'm actually married to a black something else. Oh, my bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
Like,
hey,
who
but,
knew?
Yeah, but you can't.
but the thing is, what you just said. If
Yeah.
I see you, right?
Yeah.
I am a celebrity. You ain't gonna never see me. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to social media and express your feelings in a different way.
Well,
And
personally, no, but yeah,
and everybody that agrees with you are going to be like, yeah, man, that dude's right. So guess what just happened to me? I have now become canceled because you're in your feelings about a certain thing or a certain way. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I'm telling you. So social media,
Stay off of social media.
social media is your way to express yourself. It's your way to to do that. So if you do have a comedian that's talking about the LGBTQ community, and he's talking about them in a certain way, did we just die?
No, we still here.
I don't even see you. Oh, there you go. And he's
I'm leaving that in, by the way.
bro, something popped up on my computer about Fast and Nova, but I think they trying to get me, bro.
No, man, you.
No, I was gonna say this. I was gonna say this. I'm gonna stick to comedy. If a gay person did a comedy special and all he talked about was gay people doing the comedy special, do you believe they would be upset about that?
Yes.
I don't believe so. And I say this. If a black person did a comedy special and all he talked about was black people the entire time, do you get mad about that?
I'm telling you, like a lot of the raunchy trans comedians catch heat from the gay community. Even with gay comedians and they get to talking about the trans community or whatever else, they catch heat from that community. Even though they're all LGBTQ plus whatever, they got infighting in the community. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy to me because even just like I said earlier, like even in the gay community, there are lesbian women who are saying like, "Yo, it's great that you're trans. Your pronouns are she, her, and everything else, but I don't want to date you. The person I want to date is a biological woman." And the lesbian community have been catching heat from the trans community because of it, bro. This stuff's so crazy. They canceling fictional characters. Pepe Le Pew got canceled. They're trying to cancel Michael Myers because he killed a gay couple. Talking about he's gay. Talking about he's homophobic. Yo, here's my problem. Here's my problem with this phobic. I don't have an irrational fear of any person doing anything. I don't have an irrational fear of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not transphobic because I don't want to date a trans woman. I have preferences. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than a white woman not wanting to date me because I'm black. Period. It's a preference. She ain't calling me the N-word to my face. It's her preference. And it's her right to do so. You know what I'm saying? Just like if some chick was throwing herself at me, yo, I'm married. I got kids. Nah, bro, you better go on somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's still my preference to turn her down. That's the issue that's the biggest issue that I have. It's like not only are you trying to affect my First Amendment rights, you're now trying to affect my preference in doing whatever it is that I may or may not want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because it is my preference to be with a woman who was born a woman. That is my preference. And I'm sure that there's trans women out here that'll look at me and be like, I'm good. And that's fine because that's your right to do so. And that's your preference.
Hey, man, I think you just summed it all up. I think what you just said right there, as far as preference is concerned,
right?
When someone speaks a certain way, that's his preference. He's able to talk like that. When someone wants to date a certain person, that's their preference. And you shouldn't get canceled because you decide to do certain things. Now, I brought it up before, and you want to talk preference. We talked R. Kelly before. His preference was young girls.
But here's the difference with R. Kelly, right?
It's illegal.
There not only it being illegal.
That was the goal, right?
But see,
you know what I'm saying?
The difference with that is that there's a reason why times have changed, because 50, 60 years ago, R. Kelly doing what he was doing with the little girls is whatever. Look at Elvis.
Right.
Priscilla was what, 14, 15 when they got married? You know, but times are changing. We understand the human body more and how it becomes a detriment to an adult male being with a girl so young. You know what I mean? I think that's what the difference. That's what kind of what the difference is.
All of the,
I agree.
I mean, history shows us that is definitely true. I mean, I can even speak from my own grandmother and great grandmother. They had kids at 12 and 13.
Very, very, very young.
With older men.
Yep.
It wasn't right, but those men didn't go to jail.
They didn't. So, but now it's laws that say you can't do it. But there's reasoning behind these laws. You know what I mean? It's not just an arbitrary. Oh, you can't mess with a 14-year-old. No, bro. You know you probably gonna destroy this little girl's body. You know what I'm saying? And I would
laws. We'll be all
I know we'll be all day.
You know, you can say other things like her mental. She's not mentally capable of being in a relationship with an older guy like that. You know, she's not. Absolutely. She's not ready for that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But fellas, man, we've been at it, man. I think we're over an hour on this show. But that's kind of what happens when we ain't been on in a couple weeks. But it's all right. It's all right. It's all right, man. I absolutely appreciate you guys. I absolutely value your opinions. But we got to close the show, man. So, you know which way I'm going.
Doc, you better be ready, man.
Doc, you ready? It's on you. You ready?
He already shook his head, right? He already shook his head. He ain't ready.
Hey, go to Doc Glass. Go to Doc Glass.
All right, I'm gonna go the other way around. S Dot, what you got for the people, man?
Hey, y'all can catch me on Sherrod that lane, man. You know, on everything. So I keep it simple because I'm a simple dude, man. Yo, off the Mitch, man. Go ahead, Mitch.
Mitch, what you got for the people, fella?
And man, you can catch me at Special Agent P at on IG. And hey, man, if you guys are in the Panhandle area looking for a house, go to Sector 21, man. Look me up, and I can help you out, man. Market's hot right now.
For sure. Bro, it's crazy out here in Arizona right now. We're talking a little bit. All right, Doc, it's on you, man. You ready?
Hey, no, Eric knows what my handle is. So
oh my God,
I do too, bro. It's Doc Brown 11.
It's Brown 11 on Instagram. Brown 11. God, man, every show.
My Atlanta Braves, man. We got in our city.
Hey, Doc, bro. But somebody with a PhD, bro, y'all don't understand how you could not remember. But you got to remember everything. And you're in law school. Hey, right.
So you got a PhD and you finna be a lawyer, and you can't get your. You know what? Bro. You know what?
You know what? Hey, you canceled, bro. You canceled.
Wow.
You know what? Wow. I would gladly throw all that social media in the trash, believe me. It doesn't matter.
But all right, people, you can get a hold of me, man. I'm DJ_YM4 on Instagram. I'm also one half of the Sophisticated Spark podcast. You can check us out. We're on a little bit of a hiatus with Sophisticated Spark, but it's okay. A few personal reasons, but it's okay. But collectively, we are the Parallel Legacies podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, we got to get a TikTok or something because TikTok is where it's at. TikTok busting right now.
We got to dance, though. We got to dance.
You ain't got to dance on TikTok.
I got one.
I know.
We can take. Don't you say nothing about no rubber duck.
Rubber duck, bro. The rubber duck is coming, bro. Oh man, have everybody out there like this, bro. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Yo, fellas, I love you, man. I miss you guys. Yo, we gotta get together soon, man.
Let's do it.
You know, we definitely gotta get together soon. I'm gonna bring all the equipment so we can write it off on our taxes. You know, so that way we get some money back. We're gonna go travel and do a show, so that way we can put it on the taxes.
As long as it's before 8:00, man. I got bedtime, man.
That's what's up, man. Long as before 8:00, and y'all be coming out there with the big baggy clothes on. Don't think I forgot.
We ain't forgot. Yo, a 3-button limit.
But Okay, did y'all see Russell Westbrook the other day?
Bro, when we
did
said
not.
what we said in the show,
we'll talk
man.
about
We
that
know.
later, man. That's interesting. We can talk about that later.
All right, fellas. All right,
All right,
fellas. I'll
man.
talk with you soon.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.